What's up, guys? So some of you have asked for tips on meal prepping, um, contest prepping, kind of what that looks like. So right now I am making my second meal for the day. My second meal, this is post-contest, off-season food. I'm having 7 ounces of chicken, 6 ounces of red potatoes. Now because my appetite is through the roof, I'm trying to keep myself a little fuller, so I'll add onions, I'll add mushrooms, bell peppers. When I'm at home, I have the luxury of it's already cooked. I just heat it up to make it. So that's kind of it right there. You have a little bit of everything in there, and that's just again to keep my appetite to last me for the next 3 hours because I've been getting hungry like really quickly, really fast. Number two, my first meal was 4 ounces of 96% fat-free ground beef. I had 4 egg whites, 1 whole egg. I had 63 grams of oatmeal, 70 grams of blueberries, and a teaspoon of brown sugar. That was my meal one. So before I did that, I went to do some cardio, ate meal one, about 8:30. Now I'm gonna have my second meal of the day, and then throughout the day I'll have the rest of my meals. So that's just my plan for right now. Remember, everybody's plan is different based on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. Right now I'm sitting at 217 pounds. I think my weight has kind of subsided at about 217. Still have some abs, so I'm okay with that. Now we're just gonna see how it goes. This is my first week with Cash. So far I think he's doing an amazing job. Just takes time to learn the athlete, learn the body, learn kind of how the body responds. But eventually the body adjusts and adapts. So the goal is to put on some more tissue, muscle tissue that is, with the least amount of body fat as possible. Being I just came off of 4%, I'd like to go probably no higher than 10 and kind of just keep 10 all the way through as we progressively grow. So I'll continue to add to this video to give you guys more tips and ideas. God bless. What's up, guys? John. So I'm going to talk today about meal prepping, kind of contest prep foods. I know there was a lot of questions as far as how do you meal prep, how you stay on point, kind of stuff like that. So meal prepping is the #1 thing that you should do day in, day out, whether you are competing or you're not competing. Because at the end of the day, the one single thing that you and myself control 100% of the time is what goes in our mouth. And unfortunately, that's kind of what takes people the wrong way. When I see clients, not so much now because coronavirus ended a while back, but everyone would always say, oh, coronavirus got me. No, coronavirus did not get you. You got yourself with what you allowed to go in your mouth, right? It's basically energy, right? Our bodies burn X amount of calories while we're sleeping, while we're active, while we're moving around, working out, you name it. If we eat over what our bodies burn, we're going to put on weight. If we eat at about what our bodies burn, we'll maintain our weight. If we eat less than what our bodies burn, we're going to drop weight, right? Then there comes to what kind of foods are you eating, because that's what's actually going to give you the look that you want, the hardness, the tightness, the muscle, all that stuff. And there's only a handful of foods that you can have. There's really not that much options, right? Unless you're just the average person who just wants to live a fit and healthy life, then yeah, you can eat, if it fits my macros kind of plan, stuff like that. But if it fits my macros, unfortunately, isn't going to work for everyone. It's not going to work for a bodybuilder. It could, but then again, it depends on actually the quality of food. So it could work, just depending on the quality of food, and you have to know your number specifically for you and how your body responds. Like, I respond very well to a lower carb diet, higher fats. That's how I'll get in shape faster, opposed to doing, if it fits my macros, and upping the hell out of my carbs and keeping my fats lower. That's not going to get me conditioned for a show, right? So prepping is the #1 thing that you need. Be prepared. Because what happens is, like I said earlier, you're going to have a need of hunger, and you're going to fill that hunger with whatever you can find if you don't have your foods prepped, okay? So food preparation, you can do it on a Sunday for the entire week, put it in containers, grab and go. I do it day of, and the reason why I do it day of is just because it's easier for me. That way I hate spending time in the kitchen, so I'm not going to spend hours upon hours on a Sunday prepping my meals for the week. That ain't going to happen for me. So for me, I'll have everything thought out the night before. The number one thing I bought that was the best investment ever was an air fryer. Air fryer cooks in half the time, and it's done. You go in, you go out. Like, I'll get up usually about 4:30 in the morning. I'll do my cardio. While I'm doing my cardio, I'm cooking whatever it is that I'm going to eat for the day. Okay? So being prepared is number one. Preparation, number one. Having your meals prepped with you every single day. Now, when it comes to food selections, okay? Food selections. When it comes to proteins, ideally you want to do, like, if you're going to do ground beef, 96% fat-free. You can do any kind of white fish. You can do chicken. You can do ground turkey, 93% fat-free. You can do eggs, whole eggs, liquid egg whites. So those are probably the primary foundational sources. There are also protein shakes that you can take. The ones that I recommend would be Old School Labs, because Old School Labs protein powder is made of 3 primary muscle building proteins, which is eggs, beef, and milk. Most other protein sources don't come from that, so that's why I prefer Old School Labs. So that's on the protein sources. On the fats, do healthy fats, raw almonds. You can use oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, stuff like that. Avocados, almond butter. What other fats am I missing? Those are primary fats. My fats that I use, I don't really use any extra fats. My fats are coming from beef right now because I'm having beef service twice a day, and I'll get into what I'm eating in a minute. Carbohydrates. The best carbohydrates would be oatmeal, red potatoes, sweet potatoes, brown or white rice, doesn't really matter. Those are pretty much the primary carbohydrates that you would like to consume because they're the best ones, okay? Blueberries are good as well. And then vegetables. Vegetables, I don't need a ton of vegetables in the off season. Like right now, only one of my meals at night has vegetables. Other than that, I don't have any. During the contest prep, I have vegetables almost every single meal. So that's pretty much the foods that you'd want to select from, okay? Even in the off season. Off season for me, for example, means I'm going to eat a little bit more calories to put on a little bit more size, eating those quality foods. If I go eat Pop-Tarts and shit food like that, I'm gonna get fat, right? Like my meal plan right now, I'm in the off season, so we got off of pretty much, I was eating fish almost every meal going into the show. We would utilize some steak, depending on when we put it in, or salmon. For the most part, it was fish and chicken. That's it. Fish and chicken, pretty much, and eggs. And that kind of alternated as we went. But right now, like for example, this morning I had, now this is my off-season diet, but again, it's clean foods off the foods that I just listed. So my intake this morning was 4 ounces of 96% fat-free ground turkey. I had 4 egg whites and 1 whole egg. Those are my proteins. Now, on a regular basis, I'll do 63 grams of dry oatmeal, 70 grams of blueberries. Now, every Wednesday and Sunday right now, my coach has me substituting that carb for 3 packets of the original grits, okay? And then my second meal is normally 7 ounces of chicken with 6 ounces of red potato. And on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I'll substitute the red potatoes and I'll put in a box of the Roni angel hair pasta with herbs. I don't use the little bags, sodium shit, none of that stuff. I just boil the noodles and I'll have the whole box. And that's on Wednesdays and Saturdays for my second meal. My third meal, I'll have 7 ounces of ground turkey with 6 ounces of jasmine white rice. My fourth meal is a scoop and a half of protein with 5.5 ounces of sweet potatoes. And then my final meal is 4 ounces of steak, 3 ounces of chicken, and 4.5 ounces of jasmine rice with 3 ounces of a vegetable. We primarily use green beans. So that is my off-season meal plan. And then my post-workout shake right now is a scoop of protein and 20 ounces of a regular Gatorade. And we use that, and I drink that usually 3 to 5 minutes when I complete my workout. I'll also add some Old School Labs Build. I'll also add in there leucine, arginine, and citrulline into my post-workout shake. And my pre-workout shake is pretty similar. It'll be basically the Old School Labs Blast with a scoop of leucine, arginine, citrulline, and then I'll also have 3 tablets of the Old School Labs Burst for the nitric oxide pump. So that's pretty much in a nutshell my entire day. And then when I do cardio, right now I'm doing cardio 4 days a week at 25 minutes. And in there I also have a pre-workout shake or pre-cardio shake, which would be the citrulline, arginine, leucine. Oh, I put glutamine, 2 scoops of glutamine in every one of my shakes, pre-workout, post-workout, pre-cardio. And then I also have a scoop of the Old School Labs Burn for my pre-cardio. Cardio right now is just 4 days a week, and it's only at 25 minutes. When we get into the season, getting prepped for a show, I'll bump up to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It just depends on where you're at in the process, right? So that's pretty much in a nutshell my entire meal plan right now. I listed all the foods earlier as far as what you should eat just to maintain yourself. And that's pretty much it. Now, the way I coach my people who are just looking to get in shape, I have them eat 3 complete meals of the meals I stated earlier. And for their snacks, I have them do a scoop of the Old School Labs Brawn protein. That will supplement their protein intake with good quality protein sources that build muscle. So I hope that helps you guys out.